The Heritage Foundation reported today, as we look at images of what's been going on, that a new Libyan draft constitution has been posted online. And it does mention things like that are familiar to Western democracy, like rule of law, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, a multi-party electoral system. But despite all of that, it also says Islam is the religion of the state, and the principal source of legislation is Islamic jurisprudence. In other words, Sharia.
It may be a democracy. It may be what the people want there. God help us.
Well, okay, and a new constitution's been drawn up for Libya, too. Short-term, they want Sharia law as their governing body.
One of the things that bothers me is that a draft constitution was released by the opposition, and it said that Sharia would be the principal source of legislation for a prospective constitution.
They drew up a rough constitution, and essentially they're mentioning Islam and indicate Sharia law will play a role.
There's out there on the blog an allegation that somehow the National Transition Council would favor imposition of Sharia law. On March 11th, they have issued a manifesto, and I quote just from one sentence of it: "The state will guarantee the rights and empowerment of women in all legal, political, economic, and cultural spheres." I have detected no effort or motivation amongst the National Transition Council, many of whom I know well, to impose Sharia law.
They could be talking about Sharia law as the basis for their new constitution. And so what we might wind up with over there is something closer to a radical Islamic government, and that's not what we want.
Well, first of all, that's not going to happen. In this business about a constitution, a Sharia law, they made a statement last March where they specifically stated that it is their mission to make sure that the rights of women and equality of women are ensured. And of course there are extremist elements there, as there are in every country, and we've got to do what we can to help them make that transition. Democracy is tough. It took us over 100 years and a bloody civil war to figure out what kind of country we are. I think that they are eager to do that without turning to radical Islam.